Hello, beloved. So, we're still continuing on our study. The quality of your life is measured by your faith in Him. Of course, your faith in God. I just want to do a recap and then set the record straight because I foresee that there may be some people that are a little bit slow in understanding what the topic is all about, or maybe they just have their mind made up on a different direction altogether. Um, Let me recap again. The quality of your life is measured by your faith in God, because and my central truth here was taken from Hebrews chapter 11 verse 6. Faith is ultimately the measurement. We talked about love as well, but faith is ultimately the measurement for how your life, the essence of your life, how it's going to look like. So let's quickly read that again so that it will sink in. Hebrews chapter 11 verse 6 says, but without faith, it is impossible to please Him. Now, if you're not able to please God, forget it. Your life is just a waste of time. Your life is completely a waste of time. You are not able, if at the end of your entire life, you remember somewhere in Ecclesiastes, the writer was talking about a man that lives 100 years and even begat sons and grandsons, but does not know his purpose. He's worse than a stillborn. A stillborn is even better. What it means is that a life without purpose is no life at all. Now we're talking about faith, being the ultimate measurement for the quality of your life. So it has nothing to do with identity. Whether you are white or black or whatever, brown or whatever, it regardless of that, all it's talking about is your faith in God will be the ultimate measurement of how useful or how qualitative your life is. So that's the measuring line. Whatever we do here on earth, whether you are rich, it has nothing to do with whether you are rich or poor. It has nothing. People keep trying to identify themselves with the poor, identify themselves with the rich, and you think God is like that. Regardless of where you are or where you come from, if you're coming by faith, you are accepted with God. So it's period. Has nothing to do with, there's this divide or this antagonism between the rich and the poor. Mostly the rich don't even like the poor don't even like the rich. And then you bring these two arguments before God. God is not thinking about all that. All he's saying is, if you cannot come by faith, forget it. I have no business with you. That is what Hebrews chapter 11 verse 6 is saying. So try and wriggle out of it or give it all kinds of hocus pocus explanation. That is your own cup of tea. That's your business. People like to jump into somebody's message and begin to make caricature of what they don't understand. All I'm saying here is it's clear. The quality of your life is measured by your faith in Him. Look at it. I read it. But without faith, it is impossible to please him. For whosoever will come to God, for he who comes to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of those who diligently seek him. And then he there is not male, is male, neither male nor female. Anyone that comes to God. So you don't say, oh, it's just men that will come to God. No. Male or female, both male or female. Regardless of whatever gender, all is saying here, anyone that will come to God must believe. And then someone say, oh, we should be measured by his faith, the faith of Christ. Yes, the faith of Christ began it all. But we have to carry, Jesus carried his faith to the end. You have to carry, I have to carry my own faith to the end. And what is my own faith? Action. The action I take based on the word of God, based on the understanding I have on the word of God, will determine how my entire life will look like. Period. That is why it's ultimately important, it's absolutely important that you study, that you get to know what the will of God is, so that you can put faith to it, so that you can put your trust in the will of God, so that you can ultimately, walk through it and fulfill your assignment. That is what it is. Instead of just always involved in one argument after the other, unending argument, and yet it doesn't generate nothing. Unending argument by people that think they know better. It's very, very clear what the scriptures is saying. It's a simple thing. Without faith, you have no business with him. It is impossible to please him. If you cannot please God while alive, forget it. Your life has no meaning. It's as if you never existed. That is how serious this is. It's more like you never ever existed. In fact, just like Ecclesiastes said, a stillborn is better. Because if you lived your entire life from the time you were born and to the end of it, and you were not able to please God by faith or with your faith, forget it. It's better that you never existed. It's very serious. Very, very serious. And that is why we're digging deep on this. We're going, because a whole lot of people don't even understand what faith is all about. And I've taken time to even simplify it enough. It's just a relationship with him. Now, if you don't have a relationship with him, you have nothing. Your life is just meaningless. And almost every time, not just myself, a whole lot of others out there keep telling you, have a relationship with him. Put your faith in God. Put your trust in God. Put your trust in the word of God, in what the Lord has said. And of course, the rest is history. So don't get it twisted, please. Don't get it twisted. Don't allow the enemy to cheat you because you seem not to understand what I'm saying or somebody else is saying. It's very clear. Your life, the quality of your life is measured by your faith in him. In him we live. In him we move. In him we have our being. That's what it is. And faith works by love. Because you can't say you have faith without love. The very essence, the core of who God is love. So that faith of yours works by love.